Hello, I am Dr. Brajesh Kumar. Today I am going to discuss a topic of marketing, that is product life cycle. As we know that human being passes through several stages of life cycle, in the same manner product also passes through several stages of its life cycle. Product life cycle is one of the important basic and fundamental concept of marketing. When we draw the product life cycle diagram on the paper, we take time at the x-axis and sales at the y-axis. There are generally four stages of product life cycle. First one is the introduction stage, second one is the growth stage, third one is the maturity stage, and fourth one is the decline stage. We will discuss all of these stages and the strategies one by one. First one is the introduction stage. At the time of introduction stage, a new product is launched into a market or market segment. Due to a new product, very less customers are aware about the product, and due to less awareness, very less sales and very less demands are generated, and due to less sales volume, profits are also very less. And at the introduction stage, sometimes profits are considered as negligible and sometimes the profits are negative. And those customers who are purchasing the product at the introduction stage, they are considering themselves as the innovator, and they are considering themselves as the trendsetter in the society. Generally, the competition and the competitors are not available at the time of introduction stage of a product. There are several strategies adopted by the competitors or the company at the time of introduction stage. The first one is that the price of the product are kept as much low as possible so that they can generate the sufficient demand into a particular market or the market segment. Second strategy is that there should be heavy advertisement and the sales promotion adopted by a company so that more and more customers are getting aware from the product in a particular market or the market segment. The third strategy is that there should be selective marketing channels adopted at the time of launching of a new product. And fourth strategy is that product quality should be kept at the standard level. Now, considering that the product has not died at the time of introduction stage and it has gained the momentum in terms of sales, in terms of profit, then product automatically passes into the growth stage. At the growth stage, there are several characteristics. The first one is that the sales volume would show the growth sign, the demand for the particular product in a particular market would also show the growth sign, and the profit will also show the growth sign. That means all things will be at the growth stage. But the competition will also grow. Why the competition will grow? The reason behind the competition is that several competitors are imitating the original product, and they are manufacturing the product and manufacturing the original product, and they are launching the same product into the same market or the market segment, and in that manner the competition is also increasing at the growth stage. But original producer or the original product are getting benefit by early launching. Now, there are several strategies adopted at the growth stage. The first one is that the product price should be kept at the optimum level so that the sufficient demand should be generated and the sufficient profit should be generated as much as possible at the shortest span of time. The second strategy is that the product quality and the brand diversification, the brand features and the several models and the version of the product should be launched at the growth stage. The third strategy is that the promotion and the advertisement, sales promotion and the advertisement should be kept high. And fourth strategy is that there should be intensive marketing distribution strategy. That means the distributors should be adopted at the intensive level, at the mass level, so that the product reach should be generated at the mass level. Now, when the product passes into the maturity stage, there are several characteristics at the maturity stage. The demand for the product would be increased. The demand for the product will be maximum, the sales for the product will be at the peak level, and the profit from the product will be the peak level. But the growth changes in the demand, the growth changes in the profit, the growth changes in the sales would be at the stagnant level. That is the sign of the maturity stage of the particular product in its whole product life cycle. Now, there should be a strong strategy adopted by a company in when a product reaches at the maturity stage, because there are sufficient number of stable competitors that are competing for the original product. Now, there are cut through competition at the maturity stage. That means a company have to use the very cautiously at the maturity stage to stay long, and a company should adopt the several strategies. These several strategies are as follows. First one, a company should try to maximize the maturity stage period as long as possible, so that it could stretch the maturity stage period, and it should not go down into the decline stage. Second is that a company should try to cut down the prices of the particular product, so that the sufficient demand of the product should be generated. The third strategy is that the sales promotion should be kept at the high level. Particular particular discount for a product in different forms should be given to the several segments of the customer in several markets, and the distribution should be kept at the maximum level. There should be intensive distribution level. The distribution channels should be strong, so and it should be sufficient, so that they can be given sufficient amount of incentives and the motivation, so that they can sell the product in the several segments of the market. Now, when we are considering that the sales of the particular product is not increasing, and the sales of the particular product for a time being is declining, now at that time it should be understood that the product has reached at the decline stage. The sign of the decline stage is that the product's sales and the product demand will be reduced. The preference of the customer would have changed due to the change in the technology, change in the habit, and uh, change in the style, the lifestyles of the particular customer. Now, at the decline stage, a company should think that they have to adopt several strategies, so that they cannot go into the decline stage, and they should not go out of the business. Several strategies are as follows. A company should try to reduce the product as low as possible, so that it can gain the maximum market share. Second strategy is that a company should stop the advertisement cost, and the advertisement budget also should be reduced and should be stopped totally, so that it can save as much money as possible. Third strategy is that a company should try to adopt the merger and acquisition policies, so that it can generate the maximum market share with the help of merger and acquisition. But when the product sales is not gaining by adopting several strategies, then at last a company should try to shut down the product. That means a company should try to phase out all those products which are not profitable. Those products, those models, and those version of the products which are not profitable, those versions should be phased out from the market or the market segment. and a company should try to think